The easiest way to get started in RV rentals is to list your RV, whether it's a camper, motorhome, whatever it may be, on one of the peer or multiple peer-to-peer platforms. And I'm going to give you three of those that you should be on as you're getting started. And maybe you start with one and progress to number two and number three. But I'm going to give you three here in just a minute. But my name is Raul, and we have an RV rental business in Fort Worth, Texas called DFW Outdoor Rentals. We've been doing this for almost 5 years now. There are some advantages to listing on platforms, and there's a couple of disadvantages. So some of the advantages is the platforms. And if you don't know what I'm talking about sites like RVShare, which is going to be one of the ones you want to list on, RVShare.com. They are peer-to-peer marketplaces. So they have the infrastructure, they have the website, they do the marketing, and have all those tools to help people that are looking for an RV rental find owners that have RVs for rent and put them together. So that's, and that right there is the first advantage, is that you have these sites like RVShare.com that are doing all the marketing. A big thing is they offer insurance. Most of your private insurance is not going to want to cover your RV if you're renting it out. If they find out, they could deny claims, whatever it may be. That's for you to research. So these sites also provide insurance for the renter that covers your RV if it's in a collision or anything like that. It also covers the renter's liability. So that's a big one already right there. The bigger ones also have a structured process that you can learn from, and you can build from that. So if you get on there, you get started, they kind of help you through it. Some of them have some guides, and obviously they have some FAQ sections that are going to help you get through this and go through the process and learn how to rent out your RV from the first time you get a rental through the closing of the process and all that stuff. So you're going to learn that process while you're using the platforms for that. They're especially good for people that are just trying to do this as a side gig. I'm doing it full time. Some people will start it out or just want to, or just have interest in doing it as a side gig. So instead of trying to get an internet site all up and running and do all that stuff, you just go on the platform and use that. Now, the disadvantages, the biggest one, I'm going to jump right into it, is commissions, right? So these peer-to-peer platforms do charge commissions, and so you're gonna give a pretty good chunk, a pretty sizable chunk of your rental income to the side for finding you that rental. Now, I used to get annoyed by that. As I've gone through this, and as we have gone solo and are doing direct rentals, we still use platforms, but as we are now doing direct rentals, there's a lot of work that goes into that, the marketing and the whole procedural, the entire procedure of handling the rental. With these sites doing it, there's a lot of work that goes into it. So I don't mind so much anymore paying them the commission, because if they hadn't found me the rental, I probably wouldn't have one. And the commissions can vary. The bigger ones, they pretty much are pretty close with the commissions. There's some with a little bit less commissions that are a little lesser known, but yeah, I mean, commissions, and depending on how you look at it, can be a disadvantage. I say that, but at the moment, I don't think it's an advantage or disadvantage. It's just what it is. Also, if you're using multiple platforms, one of the disadvantages is going to be keeping up with multiple calendars. If you have, if you're on RVShare, you're on Outdoorsy, you're going to have to update calendars, and whatever else you're on, you're going to have to keep up with multiple calendars. We have a way to dealing with calendars. I won't go over it on this episode, but if you're interested, drop a comment and let me know if you want to see how we handle calendars. And the other thing is that, if you come to rely on these sites, you got to follow rules that they have established and how they want you to go through that process. If you don't, then you risk being booted. There are certain things that they don't want you to do, and there's certain things they want you to do. And if you are intentionally breaking those rules, you could find yourself off the platforms, and then there goes one way that you're going to be securing rentals is now out of the picture. So be careful with that. That can be a disadvantage also. So and I mentioned that I would give you a few here to list to get started with, and I've already mentioned one of them. That's RVShare.com. RVShare.com is also the one with the highest commission that I know of. It's 25% commission that you have to pay to them for anything you're offering. So obviously the RV for rent, but some people will do add-ons. In other words, like they'll say, well, you can rent our Blackstone griddle, some coolers, some chairs, or even the delivery. If you choose to do delivery, you're gonna give 25% of whatever those things are that you are offering, and the renter books, or the renter request, you're going to give 25%. They don't charge commission, obviously, on their insurance and stuff like that. It's just the things that you are offering. The other one is Outdoorsy.com. So RVShare and Outdoorsy, I believe, have the biggest market share in this space. So you definitely want to be on those two. Outdoorsy has a little bit smaller commission at about 20%, I believe is what it is. Now, both of these sites will, depending on how many bookings you get, how many rentals you complete, and the income basically you're providing, and in some cases I think Outdoorsy measures it on how many units you have listed, they can bring your commissions down. So if on RVShare you start making, if you hit this tier of sales, and then they'll lower your commission. So right now I think with RVShare we are at 22% commission rate, and with Outdoorsy we're down to 12% commission rate. That's mostly because we use Wheelbase for our direct rentals, and that's a whole other subject. Again, if you want to hear about how we use Wheelbase software from Outdoorsy to do direct rentals, make sure you drop a comment so I know how many people want to hear that. But part of the reason our commission is lower is because we do use their software. But yeah, those two definitely. The other one I'm going to recommend is Good Sam RV Rentals. They're not, you're not going to see quite the number of bookings, I believe. At least in my experience, I didn't see many bookings for from Good Sam RV Rentals. The reason I recommend them is because they're only 5% commission. So it's at least worth listing on there, because if you get a booking through there, you're going to pay less for that booking. There was another one I was recommending in the past. I've been hearing some things about it, and I think you need to do your own research to see if it's somewhere you want to be at, but that's RV and Go. And the reason I used to recommend that one, because they actually have a 0% commission. But like I said, I've heard some people having problems like with insurance claims and getting a hold of people for questions. I had to get a hold of them for a question on a couple of rentals, and I didn't have an issue. I did have to leave a message, but they got back with me pretty quickly. So check on that one. But definitely RVShare, Outdoorsy, Good Sam RV Rentals are good places to start. Like I said, maybe you just start with one or two, the two main ones, and put it out there. Don't forget to update your calendar. Don't forget to go through their FAQ sections. You should see a section there for owners where you're going to find some best practices, some guides and stuff like that. Go over those things. And then lastly, guys, we do have an RV rental club that we do here. I send a link for a Google Drive, and in that Google Drive is all the documents that we use in our business. So it's things like various checklists, clean checklist, pre and post trip checklist, real important one, training checklist. That is so important. You'll get the ones that we use that can be tailored to fit what you need. We also got examples of renter manuals in there. I have all these other documents in there. It's more of like to help you fast track, get examples for you to use in your journey here. And then right now I do have it with a 30-minute phone call, Q&A call, coaching call, whatever you want to call it. At the moment, it's a very low price. That link is in the link tree in the bio. Check it out if you want to go that route. But that's pretty much the basic way to get started. Let me know what you want to hear next or what your specific questions are. Drop them in the comments, and that'll help me know what we need to talk about next. We'll talk to y'all later. I wish y'all much success.